Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching this particular video from. The county or the country in case you are out of the republic. And for this particular video, I want to target those who are outside the country. Please let me know the county you are watching us from. We want to take that roll call. Ladies and gentlemen, Raila Odinga and Rigathi Gachagua today had some very interesting encounter at KICC that actually forced the Kenyan government to change protocol during the African Climate Summit 2022 that began yesterday. That summit is bringing several other countries, and in Kenya, I think there are around 15 heads of states who are attending. And according to the program and the security arrangement, Rigathi Gachagua was supposed to be somewhere receiving heads of states and fellow deputy heads of states. They were supposed to enter through certain entrance there. And unknown to Rigathi Gachagua, a vehicle was coming. And clearly from the number plate as the vehicle was coming, you could clearly tell that was Raila Odinga's vehicle. Rigathi Gachagua was there, waiting to receive the head of state. Then boom, Raila Odinga gets out of the vehicle. And Rigathi Gachagua receives Raila Odinga, who is then received by other senior officials, including the AU chair, and is ushered into the VIP room. I don't know whether it was a security breach, but just to watch Raila Odinga coming, how Rigathi received him, and how he was ushered into the into the VIP area. Because for me, something somewhere. Down. Okay. And if you go to Twitter right now, Raila Odinga is trending, Rigathi Gachagua is trending because of that particular incident. Let me just read for you what the Ministry for Interior posted, because Philip Etale, who is Raila Odinga's communications director, actually the director of communications in ODM, also stated something that shocked me, and it's coming up shortly. This is the statement which was issued by the Ministry of Interior. Immediate release, change of protocol for accessing KICC for Africa Climate Summit 2023. Following a routine review of the security arrangement for the ongoing Africa Climate Summit 2023 at KICC, the Security, Protocol and Accreditation Subcommittee wishes to inform the distinguished delegates about the following changes to the protocol for accessing the venue. Number one, access to Savo, Abadeas, and Lenana Ballroom will only be granted to the delegates accredited to enter the first ballroom, Savo. Number two, the rest of the delegates will access the venue through the entrance along Parliament Road. For those who know Nairobi, Parliament Road there's an access there which you can use. And they're also saying all ministers, both local and foreign, principal secretaries and diplomatic corps will access the venue through the entrance along Avenue. Now, those are now senior government officials. And then it also says all presidential motorcades will access the venue through the entrance along City Hallway. That's where Raila Odinga actually got through. And it proceeds. The changes take effect immediately, and the delegates and their entourage are advised to take note and faithfully adhere to the new protocols to avoid unnecessary delays, inconvenience, and jam up at the entrance. Our security officers and traffic marshal will be available along the access roads to provide the necessary support and or direction. Signed by Raymond Omolo, Principal Secretary. Now, clearly there must have been a protocol hitch or something was not adding up somewhere. What is the tally saying? Because in this video, I want us to do a critical analysis about this particular incident, which most of you might seem to be small, but it's not, because there is no way the world over where a deputy president is receiving an opposition leader for that matter, and not the president. This is what Italy is saying, and there's a lot from this tweet by Italy, that Mr. Raymond Omolo has decided to issue a statement. So from that opening alone, there is something which was happening. The fear of Baba. Remember, the Ministry of Environment had refused to give accreditation to him, which means the Ministry of Environment, which was responsible for accrediting the delegates, actually refused to give him the necessary accreditation. And it goes on that, but the AU and the UN said Baba must attend this very important summit. So which means probably that the access which Raila Odinga received did not come from the government. Either it came from the AU or it came from the UN. And that's why Raila Odinga was able to access this VIP entrance. And that's why Kenya Kwanza government are not happy. But before we get into all those details, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Why do you think the Kenyan government decided to change or to issue that immediate protocol change? Because they said it takes effect immediately. By the time it was issued, Raila Odinga was still at KICC, which means Raila Odinga was now not going to be allowed to use the entrance which he used when coming in. For me, maybe, and I can give them the benefit of the doubt, that after that protocol hitch or breach, clearly there was need to review the security arrangement. Because if Raila Odinga had all this access and he could easily just come along and he's not a head of state, mpaka ndani, then there must have been something. So as people responsible for security, you know, we had like 15 head of states. They were supposed to be 23, but some of them did not come. Probably it was about security. So let us begin by giving them that benefit of doubt. But I also tend to think that the other reason why these guys were mad by this particular incident is because of Raila Odinga's stature, his ability to interact with high-profile leaders from across the world who attended this event. Raila Odinga easily interacted with people like John Kerry, interacted with almost all the key players who are here. Then you have cabinet ministers who could not even access some of these guys because nobody knows them. For me, that's something they didn't want. So that maybe Raila Odinga will now not come for the third day, because today is the second day, to prevent those interactions. And I'm also thinking in my mind here that probably the government was ashamed that just yesterday, their officers somewhere were busy blocking Raila Odinga from accessing a town. Then Raila is here. Then also probably that their officers actually arrested Raila Odinga's bodyguard. And Raila Odinga was still abducted, not arrested, abducted Raila Odinga bodyguard sometimes back. And still, Raila Odinga still came to this event with the same bodyguard. So if you are police officers and you have instructions to always humiliate this guy, then he comes, he uses the presidential entrance where only the head of states and their deputies are allowed to use. Then, you wonder. So probably the security team decided, okay, let's just avoid this. Let's just stop Raila Odinga. And I also tend to think that this statement has actually been issued to try and take the limelight from the real incident, where Raila Odinga was entering, greeting Rigathi, because initially, I think they tried to spin it as if politics was not now over. Then Raila and Ruto and Rigathi are just working, But then, later on, they started saying that Raila Odinga actually get crushed the event. Then now, this statement here. And lastly, I also tend to think that this statement is just reactionary after Raila Odinga outwitted the state in their schemes. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Let me hear your thoughts. Do you think this thing just happened just like that? Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.